everybody. On this Mileage Unknown, we're going to try something a little different on the channel. As you guys know, I am a car nut. Most of the channel has been just Travis and I working on old cars. Now, it has been crazy hot in Arizona. I've been crazy frustrated with some of the old cars, and that has left us not working as often on the cars. So I wanted to do some videos to add a little bit more to the channel. Now, if you guys are like me and you're into old cars, inevitably you become a collector of Hot Wheels, Matchbox, Johnny Lightning, you name it, because somebody's going to hand you a car just like yours or just so similar to yours. And if you're not a big collector, that's kind of how it starts. You might catch one out of your eye walking through the swap meet that you just have to have, right? And that's me, except for I've been doing it for I don't even know how many years. And I've collected cars pretty much based on that. Mostly Volkswagens, old Mopars, rat rods, station wagons. I have a soft spot for station wagons. But a little while ago, my buddy Dave got me into the Hot Wheels Redline Club. Something I had never joined, being a Hot Wheels fan. That's a little weird. But then I got Travis into the Hot Wheels Redline Club. And he's been trying to get some of those as well. And what you see here is some of the ones I've already accumulated in a very short period of time. Now, most people never open these. And I'm on that list myself. Some of the cars on the wall might be from the early 90s, early 2000s. I probably have cars elsewhere that are 25, 30 years old that I never opened. So the thought of opening these is a bit of a tough one to swallow. But Travis brought up a good point. If you have these and you buy them because you love the detail of them, but never open them and you can't expose and see the detail of them, then what's the point? Yes, I understand that there's value in keeping them in their packages, and I might show you some tips and tricks on how to open them without ruining the package. No, I'm not saying reseal it and pretend like it's never been opened, but the fact that you might be able to save the packaging, keep it with the car, it might help offset that value a little bit of it being opened. I don't know, honestly. I mean, it is tough because I think the first car we're going to open today right now is going on eBay around $100. Now, I think it was probably $25 to $35 on the Hot Wheels Redline Club. I'll have to look before we go to the next part of the video. And that was with shipping, with whatever, but now the value's up around $100. So what do? Do you keep it in the package, never open it, never see the detail that you loved in the pictures of the Redline Club or wherever you saw it, just because that's what made you buy it, but you never actually get to experience it in your hands? That's what Trav kind of said to me, and it made me really think, what am I doing with these cars? Are they always just going to be on the wall? I'm never going to sell them. It's not going anywhere. But, if I open them and can enjoy them a little bit differently and see the actual details and display them better, maybe that's what I should be doing. And so I'm going to add a playlist of me opening some of the Hot Wheels cars, the Redline cars, new cars that come out, and like I said, some of the tips and tricks of what you may or may not want to try to do yourself, and we'll go from there. If you've been with the channel the whole time, just watching us work on old cars, I hope you check these videos out. If not, skip them and keep watching us work on the old cars. If you're new to the channel and you came over because I'm opening some of the Redline cars and some of the crazy Hot Wheels that I've got, we're going to take a look at, maybe check out me and Trav wrenching on some of our old cars and trying to keep them on the road. I'm going to clear off the table a little bit, and actually we're going to take a look at one of the Redline cars that came in its own display case. One, it's going to be an easy one to open, and I might have to test some of the the tricks on some of the cheaper, older Hot Wheels that I have first to see how we open these cards without damaging them too much. I mean, ultimately, I am going to open them. So they're going to be opened one way or another. I just might need to try on a couple of the cheaper cards first, maybe to get it down a little bit, right? But even the ones that come in their own display packages, there are tips to what you should do on some of those. Even if you're going to keep it in the display, I recommend opening them for one reason. Stay tuned and we'll find out. So the first Hot Wheels Redline Club car we're going to take a look at is actually a Datsun 510. Now, if you recognize that logo, you know this is going to be in golf racing livery. The ones that come in display case usually come in a nice outer box like this to help keep the inner packaging in good condition. It also has a pretty nice inner box for the acrylic display case that the golf racing Datsun 510 comes in. We've got a couple screws attaching the car at the bottom, so I'm going to actually open this up, which the display case opens pretty easy. The reason why I want to open it up before I unscrew the screws at the bottom, you want to just unscrew the screws and let the car drop into the top of the display case, because you're trying to maintain the finish as best as possible, right? You don't want to damage that if possible. So like I said, there's just a couple little screws attaching it at the bottom. We'll get those off. And don't lose those. Set them aside. Keep them with all your packaging in case you want to screw it back onto the pedestal. And we have the little support pieces as well. We'll remove those and hold on to them as well. So as you can see across the hood, holding the hood down, there is a vinyl or rubber strap actually holding that hood down. Now, the reason why I say you may want to open up some of these ones that come in display cases is, tale be told, that vinyl hold down can discolor and actually discolor the finish on the car. So it might be worth actually removing the car just to take that off. I'm going to pause really quick and cut that off so we can get a little bit closer look on the detail on this. So honestly, didn't need to pause because that removed super easy. So it was just a simple band, but it is kind of like a vinyl plasticky material. Now I have seen like blister packs on standard Hot Wheels discolor over time, and I kind of think that would be the same thing that would happen here. Now, if you're not familiar with the Gulf livery, it has been around since the 60s. Probably the most iconic car would be the Ford GT40 that was painted in that livery. Now, I don't believe that Datsun ever had a 510 in Gulf livery, but I could be wrong. I think what's cool about this car is a lot of the JDM cars have been becoming more and more popular and have kind of a cult following. I'm a Volkswagen guy. I know what cult following's all about. The details on this are really awesome. You can see it has an inner roll cage. We have a nicely done interior. We actually have a black finished bottom. It does feel like plastic. I kind of thought that it was an actual metal bottom on this one, but it does say it's powder coated, which leads me to believe it's metal, but maybe a thin one. It does have, unfortunately, kind of a large gap on the hood, but this version of the 510 came out in 2017 with the opening hood. Now, the sad part is all the pictures I've seen of this car, as I just open it up, show the hood actually opening quite a bit further. And we would get a little bit better look at all the awesome detail on the engine, because it does have a really nice detailed out engine bay. I mean, we actually have different colors on the valve cover. We have different colors on the strut tops. as well as we've got silver bumpers. We've got multiple colors and finishes on this car. It's got rubber real riders. We got real riders looking like race slicks. And the wheels on this one do remind me of vintage JDM racing wheels. Overall, I think this one is pretty awesome. This one was a $30 car, plus shipping and handling, you're looking at about $37. And it is currently, like I said, on eBay for around $100. I really like the look of this one. I'm kind of excited to be able to display it in a different way, because I mean, look at even the license plate says Golf 510. We have detailed out tail lights. It is really cool. Now this one was kind of an easy one to display because it came in a display case. Some of the blister packs, you're not going to be able to open the doors or the hood or, you know, whatever functions on the car if it's in a blister pack. Like I said, I wanted to try out an easier one at first to see how it would actually go and to see how I felt about actually opening one of these cars that potentially is increasing in value because they are limited edition cars. I think this one, I can't remember if it was numbered or not, but this one was limited to, I believe, 35,000 cars. So there's not a ton of them out there. And I probably should have looked at that before I said it, but I believe this one was a limited edition car. There wasn't that many of them out there. Yeah, there's other versions of the car, other paint schemes, but I am digging that Golf livery. It's very iconic. It's easily recognizable. I love the detail on the interior, being able to see the roll cage, the license plate. I mean, these are all things that you didn't notice as much without actually picking up and handling the car. So this was kind of a long video. It was my first video trying to do one of these Hot Wheels. I'm sure they will get a little bit shorter and a little bit quicker because most people just want to see the car and roll on with life, right? That's going to be it for this Mileage Unknown. I hope you guys stay tuned for more car shenanigans.